Hello, Assalamu alaikum everyone. Thank you so much for taking out the time to be here today. We are going to officially start it. I am Yusra Murtaza. I am the Manager Community and Partnerships at atomcamp. Today we are all here to talk about a topic that is moving beyond the technical loops that we talk about usually. And we'll explore how AI is actually shaping our work, how it's being integrated into our workflows, where the real challenges lie, what are the opportunities that exist at the intersection of knowledge and industries. And to guide us through this important conversation, we are joined by Dr. Amjad. He's the General Director of E-Learning at the University of Business and Technology, Jeddah. Thank you so much, Dr. Saab, for taking out the time to be here. This is going to be an interactive session, so please feel free to share your thoughts and responses in the chat box. We'll also open the floor for Q&A at the end of the presentation. And with that, I'd like to hand it over to you, Doctor.
Hello, Yusra. Thank you for the introduction. And hello, everyone. Happy to be here with you. And I'm glad that we have a really good number of people here joining us and interested about AI. All right, so just to get to know me a little bit, I'm Dr. Amjad Raboui, the Director of E-Learning at University of Business and Technology here in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I'm also consulting in digital transformation for different sectors such as healthcare and education and other enterprise sectors. So let's talking a little bit about the topic of this webinar, AI work beyond the hype. I just love the phrase because, to be honest, AI has been surrounded by so much noise nowadays. Every time you open the news, it's either it's going to save the world or it's going to destroy it. So tonight I just want to do something different. I don't want to lecture you. We want to build a conversation, like talking to my colleagues or my students. We want to explore what's really happening with the AI at work. And I will share some stories regarding the education and the healthcare sectors. And then we will show them the good and the messy part of the AI. So starting with our agenda, let's move on. Starting with our agenda, we will start with the beyond the hype, where we understand where AI really stands today. And then we will talk a little bit about the AI for the enterprises, how organizations across industries are adopting AI. And then we'll talk further about the AI and knowledge at work, how AI changes the way professionals like us work, or even students, if some of you are still students. The future of the work, where the jobs and the skills are headed, what are the skills that are needed in the market, what kind of jobs that will be available in the near future because of the AI. And then finally, we'll do the closing and we will hear more of your questions. So every now and then during this webinar, I will stop and ask a few questions just to get your quick feedback on some notes or share some of your ideas. So we can really build a good conversation here. So, so if we rewind about 5 years ago, AI was mainly an experimental research projects or pilot programs, mostly in the labs for the big companies like Google, Microsoft, or even some huge academic institutions. But nowadays, with the tools that are available for everyone, ChatGPT, Gemini, and Copilot, for example. Statista says that 180 million people used ChatGPT in 2024. And if you know how insane this number is, this is half the population of United States. That was only 3 or 4 years after ChatGPT was introduced. And comparing that to other technologies, the adoption rate in here is crazy. McKinsey says that 80% of the Fortune 500 companies are experimenting with or deploying AI. So this is the fastest adoption curve we have ever seen, faster than smartphones, the internet. Because if we look honestly at this, did anyone ever expect that we can ask a question and get a full strategic plan or a full paper in 1 second or 2 seconds? So let me ask you this question: who actually used any kind of an AI tool today? So let me see just thumbs up or just raising hands. We have really good numbers here. So, wow, so many thumbs up. Great. So this is expected because this is the mainstream now. And for those of you who still didn't put their thumbs up, you will pretty soon. You will. It's going to be the AI is going to be your companion in everyday work. It's going to be your companion in analyzing situations. But there are lots of work that AI cannot replace, and this is what we're going to talk about soon. So moving forward with the hype and reality, just a second because my screen here lagged. All right, can everyone still see the screen? Oh, okay, stop. Okay, let me get back here. All right, so we're good now? Yusra, all good? All right. Okay, so looking at the hype versus reality, also AI has been surrounded by hype and fear. The hype says that AI will replace our jobs, and I'm sure most of us are thinking the same thing and have been thinking that. But others claim AI will solve all of our problems. But reality sits in the middle. Gartner found that 70% of AI projects fail, not because technology is bad, but because organizations hype instead for solving real problems. They just want to implement the newest and most updated AIs, but they're not actually using it. So that's why they fail. But the truth is, AI augments humans. It does not replace us. It does not replace our decisions, our judgment. AI is great at handling repetitive and structured work, summarizing reports, for example, or crunching and analyzing data, scheduling our appointments. But humans would remain essential for, as I mentioned, judgment and creativity and empathy for sure. So why AI matters today? This moment is different because three things met together and started to happen at the same time. First, the computing power and the GPUs became way cheaper than it used to. So suddenly now we can train models using different platforms for fractions. It used to cost millions. Now you can use Salesforce or Amazon WS to be able to train your own LLM. Also, we are drowning with data. Every company now is collecting data from us. And from every click, every purchase, every online course that we are teaching generates so much data. And this is what AI is feeding off. Also, the COVID that happened to all of us and changed everything. Overnight, we all went online. Our work, school, healthcare, etc., shoppings. The digital leap that happened during that time gave AI the playground and the infrastructure that it needed. And for example, here in Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia has invested $20 billion into AI, and expected by 2030 to jump 12% even more. So it's not a hype anymore, but it became a policy and it's a must-have. So if we look at AI across the industries, this is my favorite part because I've been part of it and I've engaged in so many projects, especially in the healthcare. So many amazing stuff is happening, and every hospital now and every clinic wants to implement an AI tool that can help them in diagnosis, and this is what's going on with the doctors. AI now is helping them with the pre-diagnose, so they can save more time and check more patients. AI is also can warn now doctors for patients before their condition worsens. Hours before it worsens, AI can predict that. So it's like the digital early warning system, which can save so many lives. Also in the education, adaptive learning platforms are customizing lessons for millions of students. Now students, when they work on their own time, studying some modules or some chapters, the type of questions, the type of learning modules are different from one student to another because of the AI, because how much each one of those students comprehend information in a period of time. It works with that, and it gives you the best learning modules for you that fits you. Also, the feedback. Instructors now, when we write a feedback to students, the students wish to have feedback even when they get a full grade. They want to see a good compliment from the instructor, or giving them a feedback about some of the points that they mentioned in the assignment. So therefore, AI can support in that as well. Instructors now who have huge classes, they don't have time to do that anymore because they want to put it in other purposes that can also benefit students. So AI can support them in that part. And in the retail industry, they're also making so much money because of the AI. Walmart is implemented an AI tool that can send notifications to all of the suppliers. Walmart is the American retail supermarket. So they send notifications to all the suppliers who have products in Walmart, so they can be notified ahead of time before those products are sold out. So the shelves of Walmart are always full. That's what makes the client satisfied, and this would increase the benefits and the income. And in the entertainment industry, at some entertainment industries here in Saudi Arabia, they are planning to use smart bookings. Imagine when you go to a website, AI suggests the best slot for you, maybe a best bundle that can fits with your needs, or the things you always preferred at entertainment areas. So this is a different industries. So let me ask you this: in education, especially in education, where do you think AI can support us the most? Let's hear a little bit from you guys. Can we see some ideas? I closed the share the share screen so I can see the chat because I wasn't able to. Let me maybe rephrase this question a little bit. Do you think AI will support us in education further than feedbacks or helping us writing an assignment? Can we go further? Yeah. In chicken tests. All right. Adaptive learning will become huge for calculations in math. There are so many tools nowadays that can not only solve our math problems, but it can direct us on how to solve it, which can also benefit the students in analyzing that question and solving them later on manually. Great insights. All right, and thank you all. And for the opportunities now, AI is given us. Accenture also says that AI will boost productivity by 40%. And PwC says it could add $15.7 trillion to the global economy by 2030, which is bigger than China's economy. But here, what excites me more than the numbers, it's the time that AI is given us. It's given us more time to work on strategy, on creativity, or innovations. It works for us to complete the burden areas, the things that are repetitive, as we mentioned. And it gives us more time to rest and have more family time. So we always talk about work and life balance, but I think now with AI, this is what it's given us nowadays. It's given us more time with family, more time to rest, and of course, more time to think about our strategies and our innovations. And if we look at the challenges, of course, there are so many challenges regarding AI. Let's not sugarcoat this. Starting with the integration with our legacy systems, especially now the companies who have been in the market for a long time, 10 years or more. They have their legacy system that they have been using, and all of those data are saved in those systems. It's killing the developers to integrate those systems with AI. But once it's successful, it adds a great benefit to the organization. The cost as well, it's still high, especially for custom models. If we want to create AI models that fit our unique business processes, those are still expensive in the market. And also the skills. There is a gap in skills, a huge gap in artificial intelligence skills. IBM says that 70% of the firms do not even have enough AI talent. And I believe it's even more than that if they did their research globally. We have bigger numbers than this. So AI talent is still weak. And this is also, it gives us an opportunity, going back to the previous slide. This is a great opportunity for us as individuals to learn more in that area, to become the experts that the market needs. And finally, the trust, the ethical part of it. It's always an issue. The bias, the fairness, and also the ethical part of the AI who built that? If an AI made a mistake, who will be responsible? Who will be accountable? There is still no an answer globally regarding this. Is it the developer? Is it the policymakers, the owners of that system? Still, no one can answer this. So let me go back and ask just a quick question. Which one of those challenges, the cost, the skills, the trust, do you think it will be a big issue for your own company that you are involved in? Is it going to be the costs for your organization, the skills, or trusting the AI? Trusting AI could be an issue. 2 and 4. So the costs and the trust. All right. Looking here for the biggest challenge, where do we see the biggest challenge for adopting AI in organizations? Is it the costs of the AI, the high cost, or the skills that are needed in the market, or the trust? All right. I see more answers going toward the cost, and the skills maybe comes second. So many say skills now. This is exactly what the global picture is, which is why many companies nowadays are investing in tools that to make AI accessible by professionals who are not AI techs or AI savvy. For example, there is a company called Harvey AI. I don't know if you know it. I will just type this tool. Harvey AI. This tool is dedicated for law firms. So where lawyers can now use AI and train AI to be consulting as well in law firms, which still can be beneficial for them without the need to learn coding or other technical areas. So looking at the success and failure for AI and technical issues regarding that. Netflix Netflix had 80% of what people watch now is driven by AI recommendations, and I'm sure you have noticed this. When you double like a movie in Netflix, later on, just few hours later, you will see similar movies that has the same genre. Or if you watch 2 movies having the same actor, you will get more movies from that actor. This is using AI to customize your profile, so you can have more things you like and you spend more time on that platform. But the lessons here, AI is not the magic tool. It's just the tool that can assist us and integrate it carefully into the real workflows that we are doing. It thrives, and if you treat it like a medical cure, then it will fail. So it should be your co-pilot. It's not your autopilot. The co-pilot can assist you, but you make the final decisions, or you need to feed it always with data, feed it always with information so it can help you.
Hello, can we put the slide in the slide mode? Because people can't see, it's a little smaller for them.
When I put in a slide mode, my computer freezes a little bit when trying to switch to see it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Well, that's why I kept okay, but I will minimize this area. How about this?
I think this is better.
Okay. All right. All right, perfect. So with knowledge proficient and AI, to just bring down into the jobs of many of us actually do, the knowledge work, which means people like teachers, the doctors, the lawyers, and also the consultants. The jobs where our main tool is our brain, not our hand. Here, AI cannot do a lot of jobs, but can also assist us in many of them. AI is becoming our teammates. Teachers are using it. We are using it, and there is an application called QuizGecko. I will also write it down for you. QuizGecko also generates quizzes and feedbacks in seconds for our students. And as I mentioned earlier, it helps us to give a feedback to students based on their answers. And if they answered different questions mistakenly, the system would recreate those questions for them. And also, doctors are running scans through AI to double check for diseases they might miss. AI can assist them a lot. Nowadays, AI can also read their scans and detects anomalies. And also it can, as I mentioned earlier, it can pre-diagnose their patients to save more time. So the patient is already pre-diagnosed by the AI, and then the doctor will still diagnose them, but they will have initial understanding of their situation. The consultants, it's helping us a lot in formatting our papers or reports, creating dashboards for us, because as much data as we feed it, it will help us to analyze it, and then in our hand, the making decision and the judgment will be. So automation versus augmentation. This is big difference between the two. The automation is when we hand over our entire process. We let AI do the whole thing, like a sampling line robot, like machinery when they package the whole pack by itself. But augmentation is when AI work for us, like a co-pilot, as I mentioned. So I don't want AI making decisions for me, but I do want it summarizing 50 pages report, so I don't have to do that myself. Of course, I will let it do that. Or even draft an email for me, because that will save a little bit of my time on working on other areas, saving more time to make decisions, to have actual discussions with my colleagues. So who used AI to summarize an article or even a book? I have did it multiple times, and it actually included all of the points that I wanted the book to cover. So instead of reading the whole 300-page, the AI can summarize that for me and even read it for me to read it out loud. Who tried this before? Give us your opinion. All right, so I see lots of thumbs up. I'm sure I tried Notebook LM. Yes, this tool is great for summarizing research. There are some other also tools out there that can also assist us in capturing also scientific articles. If you want to write a paper, write a scientific paper. Those AI tools can support us in searching. So instead of spending time to search, because it will not benefit us as much as reading the actual article, AI can support us in looking for those articles that can benefit us later on in writing our research. Boiger, I would write down a list of AI tool, and I will make sure to add it on my LinkedIn post and also here in the chat at the end of this session. Maybe at the end of the chat, also I will share my LinkedIn page so you can guys check it in that page. Who else cannot see the screen? Rabia is saying cannot see it.
I think it's visible. There's something wrong with internet on her end. The screen is visible.
Okay. All right, moving to the next part, the critical human skills that are needed nowadays. So just making sure AI will not, as we mentioned, will not replace everything. AI will support us in some areas, but there are some skills AI until now cannot do it. The World Economic Forum says 44% of the workers' skills will be disrupted in 5 years. But the core human skills will remain for the judgment, where we make our hard decisions, especially when the data are not clear. Now, not lots of companies have so much data about every client or about the performance of their employees or about the products they are selling. So therefore, there are some critical decisions that need to be made by a human. And AI cannot support in that if you don't give it all of the accurate data that it needs. Also the creativity, because we know the market more than the AI. Coming up with something entirely new, this comes from us as human. We understand the market, we understand the needs in the market, we know the issues that have been there. So we can think about a new solution with the support of an AI, but thinking of that and the creativity in here comes from us. Also the collaboration and the empathy. Of course, empathy now, AI lacks empathy for sure, the motivation, inspiring, and also leading. Even though I've seen some ChatGPT's chats inspiring people or motivating them. But saying this out loud by another person, this is the empathy that is needed. And also adaptability. We need to adapt always to learning new things. This adaptability is one of the most needed skills in the market nowadays, because what you learn today might become outdated in 2 years. So we always need to learn and adapt. So AI can predict trends for us, but it cannot dream creating a new business before it sleeps. This is the things that we can think of, or this is the things that we are capable of. It can also analyze emotions or analyze data, but it cannot feel it. And those emotions and the empathy behind it, this is in our hand. So if you are asking, or if I should ask, what should I teach my kids in the next years? Because all of them now are using AI. My 2 kids, my son who is 14 years old and my other son who is 7 years old, they are now opening ChatGPT and talking to it like they're talking to their friends using the voice command. At the beginning, they were really scared. They thought there is someone actually talking to them and they just turned it off. But nowadays, they're spending time with it. And of course, I have to monitor that, because We don't know who's behind that technology. What is it going to apply to them, especially in the culture areas, political areas, or religion areas. So what should we teach them? We teach them those four skills that we talked about: the judgment, how they can make an actual judgment without relying on AI, how they can make a really good decision based on the knowledge that they have, how they can be creative. Of course, prompt engineering is a huge part, but that also is needed in AI. We will talk about prompt engineering. They all need to learn the empathy. They all need to learn the soft skills. Soft skills now is a huge part in the business. If you don't know soft skills and you know all kind of technologies out there, it will not take you much in the industry. So the new job categories, this is what Manhor was just mentioning. One of those is the prompt engineering. So this is the exciting part of today's world. This is the kind of new jobs that is needed in the market. Prompt engineering now, companies are hiring prompt engineers and paying them pretty well. So if you're really good at prompt engineering, just create a profile on Upwork or freelance.com. If you know those two websites, let me also write it down for you. Upwork and freelance, there are so many freelancers out there who perform prompt engineering, because so many companies need to teach their employees on how to do prompt engineers, because those kind of details is needed or are needed by employees to accelerate their business process, because writing a good command will give you the best results from AI. Also, AI ethicists, making sure systems are fair or unbiased. It's also important. The people who work in that area, building the right policies, building the AI tools that are unbiased. This is what's needed in the market nowadays. The digital twin specialists, it's the people who build virtual copies of factories or supply chains, so we can test our product before we actually build it in real life. This is also needed in the market hugely, and it's really expensive nowadays. Similar to what doctors are working on with 3D printing, 3D printing a heart and performing a surgery on it before they work on an actual surgery. This is something similar. Also, generative AI trainers. People who train LLM are also needed in the market. To be able to feed so much data to a large language model, it's also needed a lot by so many companies. All right. So what's the risk behind the AI, behind adopting AI in the market? We have been talking about the opportunities, about the skills that are needed, but Goldman Sachs estimates that 300 million jobs could be disrupted globally by the AI. And this number is scary if you look at it and you divide it by countries. That means it's taking most of our jobs. But always remember that disruption does not mean elimination. So for example, the ATM, if we look at the ATM company, the ATM itself, it did not take the teller job. But now the tellers have different kind of tasks that they're working on. So the tellers still exist, even with the existence of the ATM. but their tasks were shifted toward other areas like customer support or opening up new bank accounts. But job disruption is not the only the risk. Also, inequality is another big one. Inequality between countries. Some countries have a really good IT infrastructure that can implement the best kind of AI technologies. They have the economics that can also support in that area. Some countries can't. So there will be a huge gap between those countries. Also, another point I wanted to stress is the one I mentioned earlier is the ethical exposure. AI is only as good as the data it is trained on. And the data carries, of course, bias. If your training data reflects stereotypes or discrimination, of course, the AI will replicate and also amplify. We have already seen recruitment AIs that favored male candidates in some kind of jobs than female, or some facial recognition system that perform poorly on darker skins tone than the whiter skins. It's been in the market. They are trying to eliminate that. Lots of companies are trying to eliminate discrimination, and we have seen some cases with the Grok, especially on Twitter or X. So this is not only a technical issue, but it's a legal and a reputational issue that needs to be resolved as soon as possible. And also there is the accountability. If an AI makes a mistake, who is accountable? As I mentioned, is it the developer or is it the company itself, the regulator? There should be some policies regarding that. So the risks, not only about the economic, they are about the ethics, the fairness, and also the trust, which is also a huge issue. So we always need to monitor it. We always need to plan on how to use those technologies in our organizations and also in our families, because as I mentioned now, every kid is using it, but we need to monitor how it is used. So I always like to say adopting the AI is not about the technology itself, but it's about the governance of that technology. Similar to when smartphones were introduced, when internet were introduced. All of those are technologies that can be used in a good way or in a bad way. So we have always to govern that. So the future ready mindset. This is one of my favorite part. What mindsets do we need to thrive in this AI area? It's not about having the fanciest degree. It's about adaptability. The more adaptable we are. My PhD degree did not relate at all to AI, but a long life journey of learning, this is what is needed. The World Economic Forum says 1 billion people will need reskilling by 2030. So all of the skills that we currently have might need to be changed in the near future. Some companies are also leading the way. IBM retrained half of their workforce instead of laying them off, because they know sooner or later that they need to change those skills, but they don't want to lose their employees. So instead of saying, sorry, you are obsolete, we don't need you anymore, they are training them. And this is actually one of the good ways to do it in every organization. So looking back at the enterprise roles, this is not just on us as individuals. Enterprise also plays a huge role in adoption of AI. AT&T, for example, in the United States, trained over 100 1,000 employees on AI. Saudi Arabia with Sedaya and atomcamp, also embedding AI literacy in schools and universities. Just a few months ago, we had a workshop with atomcamp and Sedaya and the Ministry of Communication in Saudi Arabia to build a new AI curriculum for universities. Also now, AI curriculum is going to be introduced for elementary school in our education system. So let's look at, finalize this. I'm glad I'm right on point. To bring all of this together, one, AI is not science fiction anymore. It's here. It's in our hand. Everyone is using it. And if you are not up to this technology, you need to catch up with us. And sooner or later, you will be part of it. The second part is AI augmentation, not AI automation. This is what we need to focus on because it's not going to replace us. It's going to help us in those areas or repetitive work that burden us and take much of our time. The third point, I believe, is the upside is huge, but so are the risks of using this technology or the misuse of it. So that needs to be monitored and governed. The fourth point is the adaptability. We always need to be adapt to a new skills. We learn new things. This is what secure our jobs in the future. So the AI does not take our place. So just saying this or ending this webinar with it, that AI will not replace us, but someone who knows how to use AI will replace us. So therefore, thank you very much. And I'm looking toward your questions. I've seen some of you have already asked. Anyway, here is my LinkedIn account. Maybe you can give the name, just Aeroboy. If you search it on LinkedIn, you will find it. And thank you for being in here for the whole hour. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you so much for a great session. I think everybody would agree that you have very, in the last line, consolidated everything that you have talked about, that AI will not replace it, but somebody who will definitely will replace us. We do have a few minutes to take few questions. So if anybody has, they can write their questions in the chat box. I'm going to start with one question that I can see here, that in which way AI can help in marketing or creating a marketing strategy. If you can please elaborate.
All right. In every field, AI can help in building strategies, not just in marketing. There are some tools out there that can support us in writing the best prompt for an AI to write a strategy for us in marketing, in finance, or in education, and so on. There is a good AI tool called AI for Work, a website called aiforwork.co. Let me give you that. Where is the chat? All right, AI for Work. This platform have gathered so many prompt engineers, or let's say gathered so many prompts that can support in different areas. So basically, at the beginning of using the website, you pick which field you want to focus on. If you pick marketing, then you will find different prompts regarding marketing. One of them is writing the strategy. And then you will see the whole prompt. Put it on AI or on ChatGPT, for example, and then add your notes with it. Give it your field, which field you want to focus on marketing, which city as well, what kind of culture you want to focus on. this is where AI can do the job.
Okay, the other question is what AI tools are best for education systems, especially for teaching mathematics in university?
All right. For mathematics, I haven't used different AI tools yet, but in our university we are using Blackboard. In Blackboard, we have integrated custom GPT with it. Custom GPT, where you can create on ChatGPT. You must feed that custom GPT with data, like the book that you are teaching in math. You can upload that book to that custom GPT, and that will assist students in answering different kind of questions. And you can also ask the custom GPT to write the answers in details, so it can support in this area. And it can only rely on that book that you uploaded in there. So you're creating your own chat GPT that can only use the sources that you gave it.
Yeah. Okay, so the next question is a billion-dollar question. I feel like, is AI a curse or a blessing?
It's a blessing in disguise. Let's put it that way. This is what I believe it is, because it depends on how you use it. Every technology out there, as I mentioned earlier, it can be a curse or it can be a bliss for you. If you know how to use it, if you learn how to use it better than someone else, it's going to be a blessing. If someone else uses it better than you, it's going to be a curse. It's going to ruin your life.
Yeah. Okay, how can the use of AI can be monitored for young generations?
All right, that's a great question. And this is where I started to work on with my kids. I created the custom GPT for them. So instead of chatting with the regular chat GPT that I'm using, this is where they started to chat at the beginning, and then it started to talk to them as adults. It talked to them, or the language it used were difficult. This is where I tried to create a custom GPT. I fed that custom GPT with so much information related to Islam, because as Muslims, you want that teammate that working with you at home when you are away, you wanted to give them the safe information that you want to share. So this is one kind of monitoring, is to build a custom GPT for your kids to use, and they are free to use it. They're free to learn more about other areas that you do not believe in, because you want to open their mind for other areas. But still, you can monitoring them by giving them your own account and create those custom GPTs for them.
Suggest most reliable AI tools for class assessment of students.
All right, I've used Kahoot, and I've used Quiz, the one I shared it earlier. Those two help in assessment, but because sometimes some other universities, when they use their own LMS, they prefer to have those assessments inside their LMS. So not so many tools I have used so far, but only those two.
Okay. Please suggest us from where and how we can start learning AI.
All right, that's a good question. With atomcamp, you can start learning AI. We will provide some mini degree programs and mini courses with AI for everyone. That would be a good start to learn what AI is, what does it stand for, what is machine learning. We need to understand those technical terms, even not with atomcamp. To be honest, you can find it out there in the market. Start with learning those terms. What does AI stand for? What is machine learning? What does LLM? How do they work? What is GPT and what is AI? What is the difference between the two? If you learn those terms, that will be a good start. And then the ethics of using them, and then you can dig deeper into different areas. It's a huge area that you can pick one of those paths and work on it individually.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Amjad, for your time. And I think there are a couple of other questions, but you can always reach out to him on LinkedIn. You can also always leave comments under the post, and we'll try to get back to you on those. If there are any feedback that you would like to give us, do reach out to us. Do drop in the comments, and we'll come back with another session. I saw there were a couple of other comments about will they be able to reach the recording. So all our webinars and their recordings are available on our website, and we'll also try to upload them, all of these, on YouTube as well. So these are shelved for life. And I think that's about it. Thank you so much again, Dr. Amjad, for joining and sharing those insights with us. And thank you so much to everybody else who were very interactive, very engaged with the session. And we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.
Thank you, Yusra, for facilitating this webinar. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for attending and your great engagement. And I promise, because I still see so many questions regarding the tools, I promise to write some posts on my LinkedIn page regarding different tools that can support you in different areas. So this is a promise from me.
So keep your eye on his LinkedIn. He will be sharing the tools with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Love this.